Alex, it's 3 weeks since pupils in Scotland went back to school without some of the stricter measures in place in some other parts of the world, and there have been mounting safety concerns. And so on face masks, which were optional at first, there has been a reversal. The Scottish Government saying this is in part due to changing World Health Organisation advice, but as schools in England and Wales prepare to go back this week, they'll be watching what's been happening here, and today what they'll have seen is the somewhat surreal sight of Scottish school children with their faces covered.
Morning everyone. Well done for wearing our face coverings this morning.
Week 4 since schools reopened in Scotland, and the rules have already been rewritten. These are busy buildings. Distancing is difficult.
Keep to the left, please. Right, keep to the left.
Under pressure over safety concerns, new measures now on wearing masks. The new rules mean masks are still not required inside classrooms, but outside, here in the corridors, canteens, break areas, pupils in Scotland will be required to wear masks from today. What was it like in the corridors before this?
Quite congested.
Across Scotland, there's been unease amongst some teachers and pupils. 15-year-olds Niamh and Isaac are feeling reassured. And do you feel happier being wearing masks today than last week when it wasn't required?
Yeah, I feel a lot safer, and I feel like I'm protecting people and people are protecting me, and even the teachers and stuff as well. So yeah, I feel a lot happier that I'm keeping people safe.
It makes you a lot more confident coming into school that you know you have a higher chance of not contracting it.
Yeah.
This school in Gourock has over 700 pupils. There's free masks for those without, but a union representing secondary teachers in Scotland wants pupils excluded if they refuse to wear masks. Head teacher Nicola is taking a different approach.
We don't have an enforcement policy. What we will do is, if there is any young person who, for whatever reason, is unsure, uncomfortable about wearing a face covering, we will talk that over with them, we will discuss that with their parents, and it's very much a supportive role that we will adopt.
Was this the common sense move all along, do you think?
You know, I think it is common sense.
The rules for face coverings on school transport vary across the UK.
Only touch the ear loops, adjust it over your nose and pull it below your chin. Okay.
On campus, masks are mandatory in communal areas only in Scottish secondary schools. It's the same in Northern Ireland and in local lockdown areas of England. Elsewhere in England, the decision is up to head teachers. In Wales, it's been left to local authorities, as schools in both countries begin to reopen tomorrow.
I think a lot of the last-minute changes have been rather frustrating and difficult to deal with from a leadership point of view. But broadly, head teachers wanted to be given direction by government over wider issues, links to Public Health England, and then we wanted some local flexibility to deal with things within our own schools, and we have that in place going forward.
The Education Secretary for England insists schools will be safe. The next task is making up for months of missed learning and avoiding another results fiasco. Labour is calling for GCSE and A-level exams to be delayed until as late as July.
A few extra weeks for some additional learning is one tool that we should use, but I'm not suggesting it's the only thing that needs to happen. It is important that the government has contingency plans in case exams can't take place at all next summer. And we saw the chaos that ensued this year when they had no plans in place.
The Department for Education says it's been working closely with the regulator and others, and exams in England will go ahead in 2021. Certainty, though, is in short supply these days, as schools across the UK navigate this strangest of new terms. Well, across the UK, the timings may be different, but the challenges are basically the same. You can draw up your guidance, but how well does it hold up against the reality of pupils returning en masse to schools? Now, in Scotland, the strategy to reopen schools without face masks initially was based on trying to keep on top of the virus, keep cases down, but those numbers are now rising. Nicola Sturgeon saying earlier that she's concerned as she confirmed another 160 positive cases in Scotland, 69 of those here in the greater Glasgow and Clyde area.